Hello and welcome back to Daytona International Speedway. I'm going to be your host for this second duel, Middle Lane Matt, and I'm joined by, of course, the one, the only, one Yeety Boy. How you
Howdy,
doing
y'all.
today, fella?
Doing
All
great.
right,
How
and
about
then
you? Sorry.
I'm doing wonderful. Doing wonderful. And of course, in the pits today, we have the one, the only Bolt 9094. He's going to be giving us all the pit information today. We had quite the interesting Duel 1. We had an important driver eliminated earlier, none other than Kreesum. Kreesum won last year's
He
Daytona
did not win
500.
last year's. Sorry,
He did
just
not.
definitely
Oh,
correct. Super Soldier
well,
did
no, it's fine.
actually, and
Super Soldier
he's
did, of course.
yeah. Oh, okay. Um,
Really sorry.
yeah. So I made the same mistake. Don't feel bad about it. It
I was gonna
was
say he made it sound like he did.
yeah. He won the I think two seasons ago. He was the champion, but anyways, he had hit chance to become the first to win two, and he failed miserably. But yeah, but Super
Houston
Soldier
Command,
still
start
has a
engines.
chance.
Driver, start your engines. Sorry to step on your toes, but yeah, you're right. Super Soldier does in fact have a chance. One of the most scuffed Daytona 200, 250 wins I've ever seen, and I've taken part in a few of them, whether it be commentating or watching. And let me tell you something: when somebody wins as a single car at Daytona for more than 7 seconds, I think that there might be something wrong. But that's just a hunch.
Must have been. Was it a fuel saving race?
It was, but it wasn't. That's what they say. That's what they say. They say, "Oh, well, we couldn't make it on fuel," but then everybody realized that they could make it on fuel by the very end of the race, and Super Soldier was already gone. And
Sorry.
no, you're fine. Yes, drivers are getting ready to get underway here. We should be pulling off shortly. We'll get into the starting lineup for today's race, the second duel here at Daytona. Let me just pull that up. A little out of practice, fellas. It has been a minute. So, starting on the first row in Duel 2 is Drifting Flames, and to his outside is none other than last year's winner of Super Soldier 103. On the inside of row 2 is Crimson Incel, with Roblox Unified on his outside. Row 3 has Chesco on the inside, with Trainwreck 7 to his outside. As we start rolling off here. On the inside of row 4, we have Pink and Zealwood Jr. Zealwood Jr. had a great showing in last night's Bira event. He hopes to follow that up. Now, I would like to say Super Soldier also had a great showing last night. And also a great showing in the duel, the clash. And next row is rounding out the field is Sleesher and Roni Rares. Rares had dealt with a lot of lag last night in the Bira 200, and Sleesher came home with a win last night. And of course, Sleesher finished P13, having to leave early in the clash earlier this week. Brody won that race. And the highest finisher in the clash that is running right now, I believe, is Super Soldier, who finished none other than P6. Now, I don't know if this is 1 to green or not. We may be getting ready to go to the start. Did he say? Green. We are 2 to green, fellas.
So what are the predictions here? What are the predictions here? I might be a little bit biased here. He was up with me in the booth for Duel 1. I think Super Soldier is going to win this duel.
I agree. I agree completely. Look for Robloxian to be very fast, too. And dark horse pick, I'd have to say Trainwreck.
I could see that, although vibes making me feel like either he does like win the entire duel or he doesn't make it at all. So
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. Same with like rares. Rares can be really fast, but the problem with them. The problem with him is that
what's the problem?
I'm sorry, I was fixing something for Mr. Jackal. Yeah, so the problem with rares is he's a great driver. He has a lot of speed, but he is very aggressive, and I think aggressive is going to be the name of the game in this duel. We have Crimson Incel here. We have Roni Rares here. We have Robloxian here, and we have Trainwreck 7 here. And then we have a lot of the inexperienced guys. We got Chesco, and again, we have rares. Again, he's fast, but he's inexperienced. And some of these guys, we got Wood. We got a lot of rookie stripes here. And then, of course, we have Sleesher, who's very fast, but I don't know how well he'll perform here. As we get ready to take the green flag. Green flag's out here at Daytona. Great push for Drifting Flames. The inside stays even with the outside row, and we see the outside get a little dysfunctional on our initial start.
Yeah, so I mean, this was the case in Duel 1, seems to be the case in Duel 2. Again, everyone packing that low line. It's definitely the most stable. It's easier to push on that low line. And so it's so far mostly single file. You've got the 8 of Super Soldier up on top with Robloxian and that 88 Mountain Dew car. Not much success with their push, though.
And big contact from the 42 to the 8 car. That's going to shuffle him out of a line and shoot him straight to the back. We see 21 of Sleesher slotting in on the inside row there, and Robloxian making a move down to the middle, coming to the first lap. Sin drops down the middle, and big contact in a big way from Senti.
Drifting Flames holds on to the lead for lap 1, and they're still 3 wide going into 1 and 2.
Sleesher slots underneath the 34 cars. 34 car gives him just enough room to get there, and we see a middle lane forming and contact from the 42 to the 20. Crimson jumps out of line to get away from the 34 car as he drifts back and hits the first bumper.
Oh!
And contact! Big contact! 42 does not get out of it in time, and that's going to get Rares too. Rares climbs the wall, drifts down the track, and that's obviously going to be the caution. And here comes Sleesher, the 94 car who's outside Senti P3, and what a finish for P3 there. I believe that is Wood, Robloxian, then Trainwreck. I believe that is what I saw. Photo finish for third.
There's a photo finish for first as well. But yeah, go ahead.
So you want to get Sleesher in here?
Yeah, you won the race back. Why not?
Yeah, let's get him in here. Hey, Sleesher, what's going on, buddy?
Hello, Matt and Yeety. Hello.
Hello. So, what exactly happened there? You started in the back. You're already leading the race. What do you think?
You know what, Matt? Just like Dale Earnhardt, I can see the draft, and I just followed it to the front,
Of course. And so do you hope to stay out front here? Do you got any pit strategy you'd like to tell us about?
Yeah, I think the game plan is to stay out front. You don't want to be in those back 4 spots, Those are the elimination zones. So I want to stay up front, stay out of wrecks, And every caution I want to pit and top off, make sure I got enough fuel to get it to the end.
Of course. And are you working with anybody here? Be honest with me. You're working with your XMS teammates, correct?
Yeah, it's gonna be Robloxian mostly through this race. Maybe help Super out. I know he's a good pusher. And I know me and Trainwreck have some chemistry from racing for so long together.
And not to jump in here, but ZL Wood and Robloxian both stay out. That's going to give Wood the lead. And we have a rookie leading the race. That's something.
That is something. Hey, man, everyone gotta get their moment in the sunlight,
Of course, I'd have to agree. And speaking of moment in the sunlights, what do you think you're going to have for speed this year, bud?
I think I'm gonna be a contender this year. Be up there. Now that Smart Coder retired, I think my main competition's gone. someone's gonna have to step up to come challenge me.
It's okay, Sleesher. I'll come fight you every week.
I'd like to see you try, Matt.
Oh, sure. All right, Sleesher. It's been great talking to you, and I want to see you maintain that lead. We're gonna move you back to race comms.
All right, thank you.
All right, Bolt. What's your reports for us?
We had 2 cars stay out. We had Wood and Robloxian both stay out. They're going to stick with what they've got on fuel and tires. We saw the rest of the field go into the pits, including the leader, Sleesher. I did notice the leader, Sleesher, did miss his box slightly. He had to back up into it. That could explain why he's about mid-pack now, after being the first to enter the pits with a long shot. Otherwise, we saw a lot of drivers take fuel. Looked like the 88 and 94, Craig Wreck and Drifting, both took gas only and got out very quickly. So looks like they're looking to stay up front.
Personally, I think that's the way to go. I think gas only is definitely the way to go here. Because, sure, you think the tires matter, but they really don't. That's one thing I noticed in the first duel. They just don't matter that much. The car's going to drift around the track if it wants to. Ooh.
Yeah, Crimson there spent a lot of time in pit road as well. I believe he had gotten into the wall there, had the engine damage, so a big repair for him. So he'll be starting from the rear. We'll see if he can catch the pack here as he's just entering the tri-oval as the field enters, or goes about midway through the backstretch. I think he'll be able to catch up.
He was very fortunate to get out. I was watching him in the pits, and he got out just before the pack came around to the start-finish line, so he could have easily been a lap down.
Mm-hmm.
Very fortunate that.
Yeah, Rares also went spinning there. He was able to get probably a quick fix, but that is going to put him second to last here, starting on the outside.
And, we see some big moves here on that choose cone. We see XMS teammates lining up first and second on that outside road, respectively. Super Soldier, who Sleesher said he wanted to work with on the outside. Now, the person I'm interested here is Chesko, as we are coming into the restart zone in a good launch for the outside, but a good push from the 88 to the 95, and away they go down into the short chute towards turn 1. Still double file here. We see Rares trying to make a shot to the outside. Not a lot going to happen here as the 38 car shuffles out of line, and whoa, big problems. Lots of movement there.
Around.
Wood.
He's going to come up.
On the 88. And it looks like it's just going to be single car. We may not see a caution for that.
Which is 95 save it, though. He's still going.
He's still going, but I'm not sure there might be game over for him.
Oh.
And there's the caution. I'm surprised they threw it. However, that is going to give XMS 1 and 2 here, as we see Rares trying to shoot up to the front here. He's gotten up to 5th. We're going to see Chesko pass him the line. Some crazy moves.
Something to note was Wood did not pit there in that cycle, so now he is going to be in the back. He'll probably have some damage repair.
Okay. We have had an update from Race Control here, screen. Race Control says that we will have 1 car yellows for this event. However, for the 250 tomorrow, we will not be having these single car options.
Yeah, so it looked like Wood, who I believe is a rookie, he kind of made a rookie mistake there by, I think he was moved up the track off the bottom line, and then he tried to hold his position by coming down again, and he just turned himself over the nose of, I'm not sure who it was, but and it caused him to spin and move up into the upper lanes where he collected a bunch of others as well. Thankfully, it seems no engine damage for the 95.
Which is something very... I'm not going to be watching the stream, but I'm sorry.
Sorry.
However, we see almost everybody on pit road, and we see Crimson speeding on the pit road. That is bad luck for the 93 car, who already had some decently bad luck. That's going to be into the longest line for him. A lot of short stops here. You see Trainwreck not getting the race off at pit road. I did not see who won that race off at pit road there. It looks like Chesko, Rare, and Rare stayed out, as well as Drifting Flames. What can you tell us there, Bolt?
Yeah, we saw the top 3 cars, Chesko, Rares, and Drifting all stay out here. And we saw the rest of the field. So Sleesher, Trainwreck, Super Soldier, Denti all hit and took fuel only, it looked like. We did see Pink and Wood, I believe, took tires, and Crimson did as well, and Robloxian, or at least Robloxian took. Robloxian and Pink we saw took tires here, so they're going to be in the rear, spending a longer stop.
Yes, of course. And so we're going to be coming to the choose cone here. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, as a lot of the teammates have been shuffled around. You know, I don't think Super Soldier has any real teammates in this duel. I believe maybe Crimson might be his teammate. Not quite sure. But lots of fast cars up here. We see Pesco jumping to the lead on the inside row. And Crimson has been told to jump to the outside line for longest line. We'll bring up the rear. Some of the people here that I want to be watching is definitely that 34 car. It does not look like that 34 car can take bumps very well. And I think that's going to be a major malfunction here for some of these guys. If you can push, you should be pushing, but some of these guys, they can't anticipate the corner entry. And we're going to see a lot of issues with that. Expect the veterans to do a lot better with the corner entry.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, pushing is kind of is the main part in play racing, especially with these cars. You gotta learn how to, or gotta know how to push effectively without wrecking the car in front or wrecking yourself off the car in the back.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, you're the rookies who may not have as much experience with these cars, or with plate racing in general, might have some trouble with that, and maybe they'll be able to sneak in, but it come race time, especially in a 250, that's probably not going to fly.
Yes. And I'd like to correct the record before we go green here. Crimson and Super are not teammates as we get into the restart zone. Bad restart for the outside. Immediate dysfunctions here. Drifting Flames immediately out of line. That's going to give Chesko the point with Rares to P2. Rares drifts up the track almost immediately as well, giving Super Soldier the advantage. Now, Senti's raced a few times here, but I'd like to see what moves he can make as we see Rares getting a decent bump. Trainwreck and Sleesher, two guys that have worked together in the past through multiple different leagues. Those two can work together pretty well. And Chesko cannot hold the bottom. Like I said, that's going to be a big thing. If we cannot hold that bottom, then we're not going to go anywhere. That's going to give Robloxian and Super, some guys who really know what they're doing on these super speedways, the advantage. Even Robloxian drifts up. Now that's going to be bad for Super Soldier because there's going to be a big gap between him and the 95.
Yep, through by at the moment as some cars get loosey-goosey there in turn 1. 93 and shoveled to the back with contact with the 9 and the 88. And now they're back to single file. It just seems like every attempt is ends up being single file in the end because they just cannot hold it together on that middle or upper lane.
I mean, that, and there's just not a lot of speed on that outside lane. I tried running it a couple times, and it just, no matter what you do, it doesn't go. Even if you
you
have people up there.
You gotta have the car advantage. You gotta have the numbers up there. You gotta outnumber the bottom if you even want a chance.
Well, sure.
Hence why it, isn't very popular. You have to be able to push well, and if you can't push well, then you can't run the top. If you can't run the top, good luck trying to overtake.
Right. Now, we see Super Soldier leading here, and Sleisher already stated that he really wanted to be working with Super Soldier. Now, he's going to jump out of line, though. And we're going to see the 88 also jump out of line. Now, I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but Rares, with a huge head of speed, slams into the rear quarter panel of the 21 car. And whoa, good jump from a lane to lane by Sleisher. Sleisher down the apron, barely hangs on to it. He's going to maintain the lead. Kesko on his own on the outside. I don't quite know where he's going to go with that. If I was him, I'd be just dropping back, slotting in. But Super Soldier also gets shuffled out of line by the 93 of Crimson Incel. Some decent bumps going on here. Go ahead.
Yeah, Super Soldier falling back. He seems to be quite up and down. But overall in control of the situation. Hasn't been involved in any major wrecks. Limited damage, and that's all you really need to do in these duels is just limit damage and make it into that, in this case, top 7.
Of course.
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, this is all about making the race. At the end of the day, if you wreck on the final lap, then you're not cutting it. There's no 250 for you. So you have to keep that in mind as you're running around here, because if you wreck, it's game over. You're out. You're done. And I think people got to keep that in the back of their mind as we see 3 wide for second here. Bloxian stuck on the outside. Some good cars up there. Trainwreck, Bloxian, and Rares all stuck on the outside. We see Chesko, who, again, I don't think is quite the best pusher.
5 wide.
Experience. And again, Rares also not the best pusher. Like I said, there's a lot of guys with speed who just cannot push for the life of them.
Hey, one thing.
By Sleisher.
Not clear by Sleisher. Contact made. Contact left. 4 wide for the lead. Heading into turn 1. Sleisher backs out of it, and Senti down to the inside. Super Soldier back to the lead. Crimson leading that outside charge, and nobody but Rares, and contact made by the 42 car.
Yeah, Sleisher was not clear at all there. He tried a late block down on the inside, and he ended up okay, but the other car, I believe it was 95, right? He got pushed all the way into the grass.
And he still manages to maintain somehow. And whoa! Robloxian way up to the outside, drifts way up, does not have anything. He's going to drift back almost immediately as we see the 94 car. Whoa! Big contact from the 95 to the 93, 31 down to the inside. Not like that. I can guarantee he's not very happy about that move as the 24 car makes contact with 20 again. That guy might be a bit of a hazard.
One important thing to know is we saw 3 drivers stay out in that last pit cycle, and we know that anyone who pitted probably took some fuel and they ought to be good to go for the rest of this race. But our 3 drivers who did stay out, there could be concerns about whether or not they can make it on fuel for the rest of this race.
Ooh, big contact from the 88 to the 21. The 21 shuffles the 9 car up out of line. Senti gets the bad end of the deal there. As the 95 just tries to slot out of line. Does not get there in time, but was still able to maintain. That's what it's all about here. Maintain. Maintain is the name of the game. You gotta see it, you gotta live it. Super Soldier continues to lead here. ZL Wood gets a big shot from the 88 car. He's gonna get shuffled all the way to the 3rd lane. With no real help here. Senti's back there, but it's not going to do much for him. And big contact! Around goes the 20 car! He gets wind! The fucking 21 car hits the inside line! He's hit a beep. I'll pay the FCC fine. It's okay. YouTube, I'm sorry! And coming to the line, Rare shooting down the middle. 88 getting a big push from the 42. There's nowhere to go. What a shot. What a shot to Sleisher. That is absolutely not what he wanted. Sure, it's not as bad as Wood, who gets, not as bad as, of course. And, who's that? Who's that? That's way back there. Way back there.
I saw the incident, and I believe it was the 95 who was the root cause of it all. He smacked the wall going down the backstretch out of 2, and he just rebounded into the pack. Yeah, he banged off the wall and just rebounded right back into the pack.
He murked Sleesher. Poor Sleesher got the worst end of the deal there. It straightened the inside wall. I know Robloxy got some pretty rough there, but I didn't see him make any major contact with the wall. But the 21 car definitely got some major impacts. We're gonna see. It's gonna be interesting to see what he does on the pit road. We're gonna be looking forward to hearing from both here. Yep. And it looks like Sleesher's actually good.
Everyone but Super Soldier into the pits here.
And the 2 major contact points on that one, they are both good. They do not have any major damage. That is quite interesting. Senti manages to pass rear on the pit road. Trainwreck gets out in front of the 9, makes big contact with the 9.
Looks like a fuel-only strategy for some of these guys coming off of pit road now. Everyone else coming off now looks to be going with tires and fuel.
You can't blame them. It's only a short jaunt to the finish here. 6 laps to go. As we get another replay, I know I'm behind. I'm watching the stream to get the replay, but again, Sleesher catching major air there. Not quite going up and over, but still getting some air. Not quite big air. No points in Tony Hawk, but sometimes that's the name of the game. It's for style points sometimes. Let's hear from Bolt.
Yeah, we saw Super Soldier stay out. He must be very comfortable with where he is in terms of fuel. That caution is really going to help 3 of these drivers, including Rares and Fourth, who stayed out in the previous caution and potentially had some concerns about the fuel mileage to the end. I believe also Wood benefit. If anything, Wood, who wrecked there, I think he stayed out in that last caution. Not this one, but the previous one. And there may have been some fuel concerns there too. A couple guys in the rear getting some fresh tires to avoid maybe getting slippery at the end, and there is the risk of getting pushed out of the pack and falling to the back, and with 1 or 2 to go there with some older tires.
And there's one thing I'd like to add there. Rares had a very bad pit stop. Yeah, he missed his stall and had to back up. And thankfully he didn't pit, because if he had pitted, that would have been to the rear, which would be bad news with about 4 laps to go when we hit green. And again, some real strong contenders still up front here. We got Senti, who I don't know how competitive Senti will be here. I kind of expect to see the 9 car get shuffled to the outside, maybe start a 3rd lane with the 93 and the 94. However, Trainwreck and Super Soldier will hold down that bottom. I have no doubts about that in my mind. What I kind of want to see what happens is what Rares and Chesko do here. Because those are the 2 guys who have been a bit squirrely. Now, that's not a bad thing, but they have been a bit squirrely. Inexperience, and they just can't push the way that some other guys can, and they can't take a push the way some other guys can. So that's going to be real interesting. And, of course, we see Sleesher, who has gone back to front, back to front, back to front, starting absolute last. And we're going to be coming to the restart zone here. Super Soldier bringing him down. And Senti to his outside. Bad restart for the outside lane. 8 is going to clear by the time we get out of the trial. The 95 and the 38 hang out a little bit. Chesko gets out of line. Drops it up below yellow, but still clear. And Robloxian and the 9 just cannot link up. Now, I'm going to look to see the 9 try and jump down here. There he goes. And the 38 and the 8 really try to work together here. So the 93 tries to make a hole work. That is not there. He can come his credit. That was a great move by Crimson to not do that. And we see the 9 jump way out of line. He's going to miss the middle. Down to the middle lane goes the 20 car. Contact being made between the 42 and the 20. Pinball. Contact made again. There goes the 93. Straight into the side panel of the 9 car. Super will lead that lap.
Yeah, they're beating and banging. It's starting to get a little bit real for these guys now. We're coming to, or we have 4 to go as we go into 1 and 2. Not too much time left in this race. They need to start making some moves, start positioning themselves for some moves in the final laps of this duel. Anything it takes to try and get the top 7.
Of course. And, we see the 42 car going up to the outside. Like I said, some of these guys really just can't take a push. There goes the 41 car up to the outside. And big contact with the 42. What a sideways push. That's going to shuffle the 42 out of line again. And contact made between the 20 and the 21. Big sideways for him. As we see the 93 pushing the 94. The 94 jumps out of line. There goes the 34 shooting down to the inside of the 93. Thinks better of it. Drops back in line. The 88 stuck on the high side. The 9 car trying to push him because he can't get down to the inside either. It's all about maintaining. And I don't think they quite can. We see, it's starting to single file out a little bit. The odd man out is Trainwreck 7. What can Trainwreck do here as we are coming to the 3rd corner? Single file, all but Trainwreck all the way back. CZL Wood jump out of line.
Oh, Super!
Super out of line. That's no good. Not good for him. Spro blocks into the point. Sleesher to the point. Who's going to follow next? Senti shoots down to the inside. A little bit of accidental contact. 94 goes way wide. We're 3 wide for 3rd. Super Soldier trying to make it work with the 93. Getting pushed by the 88. Down to the inside he goes. Can't quite get there. Down to the inside. Finally, 88 can't get there with him. The 95 worked with his teammate of Trainwreck. Chesko not quite being able to get there and hold down to the bottom. So we see some sideways pushes from the 94 to the 9.
41 holding that last cutoff spot right now, along with Trainwreck, and here comes the 42 and the 8 is Super Soldier on the inside. They're gunning for that final spot right now as we come to the white flag.
Contact made between Senti and the 94, and Rares and the 94, the 9, and the 41. Both all kind of keep it going here, but we're in the white flag now. This is major danger. Major danger. 3 wide in the back. 3 wide in the back. It is go or go home. Rare's out of line. Chesko pushes him. Will Super Soldier be able to push Chesko out of line? Because that's really what this is all about. When they come into turn 3, what's going to happen is there's going to be a bunch of cars that just cannot get there. ZL Wood out of line. No!
Oh, Wood's out.
Gone.
Crimson.
And
Oh,
this is the 93.
Crimson is done.
Crimson's
Around
out.
He goes. Does a
And this is
360.
42.
There goes
Super Soldier!
Super Soldier, no!
Super Soldier's done!
There it goes around. That's gonna let Senti in. I believe that is 1, 2, 3,
Trainwreck
4, 5,
and the
6, 7.
41.
Trainwreck and Rares. Who's gonna get it? Is it gonna be Trainwreck or Rares? It's gonna be Trainwreck to the line. Rares around, passing the start-finish line. What a disappointment! What a loss! They know they have lost, and at what cost? What a move! What a win!
What a finish.
Bloxian with Super Soldier just barely missing it. Oh my
Super
gosh,
Soldier
what a
over his
move
radio
from
looking
Bloxian.
for a penalty there on the incident.
Even with a penalty on the incident, that's not really going to help him out. As much as I hate to say it. And what a bad way to end that day. And we're gonna nab second place Sleesher, and we're gonna let the leader do his burnouts. Tell us, let's get old Soiler in the call. Let's get old Soiler in the call. Tell us, he could tell us all about how he soiled the race for everybody. So Sleesher, how did you soil that event?
I soiled it pretty hard, XMS 1, 2, and Duel 2. Just work together, and we win.
Yep, that was a great job of you two working together. There's a lot of people who couldn't take those pushes, and you two just made it work. And that's what it's all about right there.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
It
who
is what
finished
it's all
P3?
about.
It
There was
really
a few
is,
times I probably could have gotten under Robloxing, but I thought about the big picture. I need a teammate, like 250.
Exactly, and really bad day for Super Soldier, the guy who won the event last year. What do you have to say about that?
He got hooked. I was looking in my mirror when it happened, and all of a sudden I see him sideways. Tragic for Super Soldier. Hate
Very
to see
tragic.
him.
Very
Great
tragic
super
for Wood.
speedway racer. He's out.
And of course, Crimson. Crimson also out. Wood, Crimson, Super Soldier all be involved in single incidents on the final lap. Very rough.
Those are some good experienced veterans that missed the show.
Exactly.
Maybe we'll see a rookie,
And that's gonna,
shine.
of course. And do you have anything you want to add before we get P3 in here? Who's P3?
It was Pink.
Pink. Okay. Hegsik.
Yep.
Or we can't interview him because he's muted.
Yeah. Just a great
Miami.
day, and I hope this result happens. Just me and Robloxian reversed in the 250. But.
Yep. All right. Well, Felicia, it's great to hear from you. We're glad you're in the 250 tomorrow. I'm glad to be racing with you, bud. It's going to be a great event. But we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Robloxian. Redemption for the Bira 200. Here you are in victory lane for the second duel. How do you feel?
Man, I have no words. I'm ecstatic. Just really, yeah, I needed it to come together in those last couple laps, and that's just what I did. Shout out to my teammate slash good friend slash team owner, Sleesher, for just sticking with me, giving me the pushes I need to take it across the checker, man.
Yeah, of course. And that was quite the event. You started towards the front, and you kind of maintained there. There's a couple spots where you were able to drop back, but you came back most of the times.
Yeah, I think I've really improved at these type of racetracks, especially the super speedways, and I think I've just kind of really blends into. I think I would say I'm fairly aggressive driver, so sometimes it kind of bites me in the butt. Sometimes it takes me to victory lane. So I think today was a testament to that.
I would have to agree, man. And after last night, what happened last night, that was quite the relief, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think definitely a confidence booster going in tomorrow morning. And I think just warning to the other drivers, expect to see this number 20 out front a lot.
I'd have to agree with you. You've always had a lot of speed. You've always had a lot of confidence. And that aggressive driving style that you have certainly can do well. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we go and find somebody else to talk to?
Not really. I just get special shout out to this whole 20 crew, Toyota, Aaron's. This is a new sponsorship for this season, so glad we could all put it together. And I think starts now. Starts with these duels going to 250. So yeah, thank you.
Well, you know what? I don't think there could have been a better driver to win the second duel Robloxian. I'm glad you got it. Again, with redemption for last night, redemption for the clash. I'm glad to see where you finished today.
I appreciate that, man.
Yep. All right, bud. Well, thank you for talking to us. You enjoy your victory lane celebration.
I will. Thank you. You have a good one.
Yes, sir. All right. Let's get somebody who was eliminated in here. Let's get some anger. Let's get Super Soldier. Hello, Super Soldier, and welcome to the booth. Do you have any comments on what happened at the end?
Yeah, man. It's unfortunate. Not only did one of my personal friends and favorite drivers in the field get eliminated in Duel 1, I also got eliminated myself. Got caught up in a late race incident. And got dropped to the back, man. It's unfortunate. Coming into 3 and 4 there, took a push. Had to take it. Nowhere to go with it except forward, right? And a driver in front of me, he lifted up the track and came down. Nothing more to it. Came down and turned me, man. Yeah, really unfortunate. Great racing up until the very end, but I wish we could have gone to the finish without any incident, but we couldn't. That's usually how it goes. I'm not upset. We'll come back next week for Atlanta. Is it Atlanta?
Motor Speedway. Yes, sir. It is
And
Atlanta Motor Speedway.
we'll see what we can do. So
And you know,
unfortunate.
you had a great amount of speed there. You led quite a few laps.
Yeah.
Icky. Okay, so Icky does say that they're going to be reviewed, but even if they are reviewed, sadly, but I don't think that'll help your case too much.
Yeah, no. At best, Roni will get in, so that'll be nice. If Chesko,
nice.
the driver who kind of started that incident, gets penalized, Roni will take the position unless they want to try a swap. Yeah. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to drop, and it'll be the next guy in line. That would make the most sense to me. But
yeah, that makes more sense to me too. And you know, it's not just you that got spun around there on that last lap. I think Wood
Crimson
on himself. Crimson went around.
Very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. And well, I'm sorry to see you.
Man.
Take it out, bud. And it's been great talking to you. We'll see you next week. Do you have any final words?
Shout out to MCMS, Ultramarine, Shock, not Shocks. Don't shout out Shocks. What? Ultramarine, Stampy Cat, my team owner, and he's going through some stuff right now. So, you know, put aside the Roblox things right now. If you're a Christian, go and pray for him. Don't even need to know why. Just give him, just put some thoughts in your head for him, you know. And that's all I got to say, man.
All right. Well, hey, thank you. We're gonna drag in Wood.
Thank
now.
you.
You have a great night, bud. Great night,
yes, sir. Y'all too.
Hey, Wood. We're here in the booth with you. What comments do you have for this event here?
It's just unfortunate. I felt like I was top 4 car probably for the first half of the race. Then I got the incident point. That just really shook up my confidence. I couldn't really be as aggressive as I wanted to. From there, I was just in the back until the last lap. Started to get up there a little bit more, and then obviously I got turned. So you know, it sucks, but it's not the end of the world. I have Atlanta next week, so you know.
You know, it's a great jumping off point, man. This is a great place for you to really start out here. Great showing last night. It's a shame that it has to come to an end so soon.
Fair warning. I saw the broadcast from last night, and you guys were massacring my name. Just call me Wood.
I told him after the broadcast. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No worries.
Yep. But well, you know, again, you had some great pace early in the race there. I think what was really going on with you is the anticipation coming into the corner. It seems like you're entering a little late, and that's going to get you at Atlanta too. I'm going to warn you right now. If you aren't entering a little bit early, it will get you.
Yeah, now, I understand.
Yep, and those bumps, but you take those bumps a little better, and I think you'll do great.
I felt like I was, struggling on exits of the corners. Really, it got really tight, and that just gave way for the inside, and I couldn't react to it in time, majority of the time. That's what caused accidents and stuff.
Of course. All right. Well, hey, we thank you for joining us tonight, and we're sorry you're not going to be in the 250 tomorrow. And let me tell you, it was great seeing you out front tonight.
Thank you.
And I hope you have a great night, bud.
Yeah, you too.
Did he say yes? Crimson, we dragged you in anyway. Hope you wanted an interview.
I did, yes.
All right. Well, if he wants an interview, he must have some words to say. So, of course, speak your mind, my friend. This is the floor is yours.
Yeah, I mean, this is the third 250 I've tried to get into and missed in the same way. So it's disappointing. Pretty proud of my team though. DB and Duel 1 making it into the 250 and Drift in this duel. But it's a shame I couldn't. I mean, I was going 15 miles an hour slower than the pace there on the outside on the last couple laps trying to get down to the bottom because that's the only lane that was going to move. And they were lifting too, so I kind of was stuck on the top. And then the last lap came on the backstretch, everyone's squeezing each other. That was an odd sequence, and I thought this was probably going to be the duel for me. But it slipped away again, and I'm really disappointed. But I'm also proud of my team at the same time.
You know, man. Sometimes that's just how it goes. And you had a great showing. I'd like to say, you led some laps. You showed up. You showed out. And sometimes it just doesn't go your way.
Yeah,
Now,
early on, I was pretty I was pretty aggressive. I was a little too aggressive. I was trying to test the waters, see how aggressive I could be. I threw a block or two down the backstretch on like lap 1, lap 2. I think that third lap was I was there on the top on the backstretch. I was trying to get down to the middle, misjudged a little, and ended up right hooking myself into the wall. Repairing all that damage nearly put me a lap down, but
yeah, of course.
I don't know, man.
And well, at the very least, you obviously have Atlanta coming up, and it's not like this won't award you points. So at the very least, you're getting something out of this. You didn't just show up for no reason.
Yeah, and I'm pretty fast at Atlanta. I believe I'll be a contender, like I have since my rookie season. Old Atlanta, even new Atlanta. Unfortunately, that's not on the schedule this season. But Atlanta's always been good to me. Hoping that I can show up there and have a better day than I did today.
Yeah, I hear you, bud. I hear you. I hope you pick up some momentum coming out of here, because we all know that this is not how you want to start your season. It's a disappointing way to start the season, but as you said, always next week. I want to say thank you for showing up tonight, and thank you for taking this interview.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. All right, bud. We'll see you later.
Yeah.
Well, I believe that is about all that we have tonight. We chatted with a few drivers, watched an exciting finish for a duel, and I think that this is a great way to start the Jackal season. I'd like to thank all of you for tuning in tonight, the 23 of you that probably watched. And we'll see you tomorrow for the Jackal Racing 250. And I'm Bob NASCAR 1000. That's one Yeety boy. And this is Jackal Racing at Daytona. Thank you.